What if a university campus could be more than just buildings and classrooms? What if it could actually become a living, breathing ecosystem, a measurable carbon sink, all powered by its own students? Well, today, we're going to dive into how that's becoming a reality. And let's start with this question, especially for anyone who's ever been a student. What if, instead of just walking away with a degree, you could leave behind a living legacy, something that actually grows, cleans the air, and becomes a permanent part of the campus you once called home? And that idea, it really gets to the heart of a huge shift happening in how educational institutions are thinking about sustainability. We're seeing a move away from just making green claims and a move toward providing verifiable, data-driven proof of what they're doing. See, here's the core problem that so many schools and universities run into. There's this massive expectation for them to be environmentally conscious, right? So they hold these big plantation drives, they talk a big game about going green, but so often it's just a one-day photo op. The follow-up is all manual, the data's all over the place, and honestly, student engagement just fizzles out. And this isn't a small issue that just affects one group. It affects everyone. You've got students who genuinely want to take meaningful climate action. You've got campus management who desperately need hard data for accreditation and green ratings. And then you have government and industry, and they're looking for credible environmental projects they can actually support. It's this system-wide problem that really needs a complete solution. So what's the solution? Well, imagine creating something called a digital mini forest. Now, this isn't just about sticking some trees in the ground. This is about turning the entire campus into a dynamic, interactive, living laboratory. So, what exactly is a digital mini forest? It's a campus ecosystem where every single tree gets digitally tagged and is constantly monitored. All of this data feeds into a live environmental dashboard, which basically transforms a regular old green space into a genuinely smart climate ecosystem. The very first step is giving each school its own unique digital identity on the Green Campus platform. That URL becomes their public-facing sustainability profile. It makes their commitment totally transparent and accessible to literally anyone. And this public dashboard is a total game changer. I mean, it's not some static PDF report. It's live. It shows you the total number of trees planted, exactly how many students are participating, and it even gives you real-time estimates for CO2 absorption. You can actually track the growth of the trees and see an overall environmental score for the campus. It's all about making the impact visible and, frankly, undeniable. Okay, so that's the what. But how does all of this actually work? Let's break down the tech that powers this entire system, from what's on a student's phone to what the administrator sees on their dashboard. The whole process is actually pretty simple, but really powerful. First, the campus gets onboarded onto the greencampus.in platform. Next, students use an app called MyTree to plant and digitally tag their own trees. From there, the AI-powered platform co2.co.in takes over to monitor everything. And the result? You get verifiable data that helps the school earn valuable green credits and makes accreditation a breeze. Let's really focus on the student experience here for a second. The MyTree app is what puts the power directly into their hands. A student plants a tree, they give it a unique digital ID, and then they become its long-term caretaker. They can upload photos, track its growth over the years, and build their own personal environmental record. This creates a real, tangible sense of ownership and responsibility. And then here's where the hard science kicks in. The co2.co.in platform is the AI brain behind the whole operation. It's monitoring the actual CO2 offset from this campus mini forest, it's analyzing tree health and survival rates, and it's generating real-time insights for the administration. This is what turns good intentions into a scientifically managed green campus. All right, now we get to what is probably the most important part, the results. We're moving beyond just the act of planting to the actual proof of impact. What are the tangible, measurable benefits that this system really delivers? Let's start with this incredible number, 85% plus. Now, your typical old-school plantation drive might see a tree survival rate of maybe 40 to 60% if they're lucky. But with the Green Campus model, that number jumps to over 85%. And why? It's simple. When a student owns a tree, they care for it. You combine that with data-driven alerts, and it ensures these trees don't just get planted, they actually thrive. And then there's a pretty significant economic benefit here. Under India's Green Credit Program, every single verifiable surviving tree can earn the institution one tradable green credit. This means planting a tree is no longer just a good environmental deed. It becomes a strategic financial asset that can generate real revenue for the campus. Now, for the campus administrators, this is an absolute lifesaver. Gone are the days of spending months, and I mean months, manually putting together sustainability data for audits. With all the information tracked digitally and verified, they can generate these comprehensive, audit-ready reports with a single click. The contrast is it's stark. Before Green Campus, you had low tree survival, tons of manual paperwork, and student engagement that lasted about a weekend. After, you've got high survival rates, automated reports, continuous student involvement, and even a new revenue stream from those green credits. It's a complete and total transformation. And what's really crucial is that this system doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's strategically aligned with all the key national frameworks. We're talking about the official Green Credit Program, the NAAC accreditation standards for academic quality, ESG reporting that investors look at, and the IGBC Green Campus Rating. It provides the precise, verified data that institutions need to excel in all of these critical areas. So let's zoom out for a minute and look at the future. What happens when a model like this really scales up? Because this isn't just about one campus. This is about building a nationwide network of climate action hubs. And the vision here is so clear and powerful. Just imagine every school and college in the country having its own digital forest map. Imagine every single student graduating with a living, breathing tree as their legacy. Imagine every campus contributing to measurable carbon reduction, all connected in this vast digital network. This is how you build a real movement toward climate responsibility at scale. So let's end with this one powerful idea. The campus of the future won't just teach sustainability, it will be sustainability. A living, breathing, measurable carbon sink cultivated by the very students it educates. This is a future where education and climate action are one and the same.